Welcome guys for the fifth time on this Android Firebase chat application series, and in this part we will be learning how to implement fragments and also how to display our user information, the username, whoever is logged in the toolbar. And also before we get to that, I have to tell you about a little change that you can make. So when we were in the last video, when we were pressing this button, so it wasn't killing the app, it wasn't finishing the activity. So like even when the user is logged in or logged out, whenever we press this button, it should take us to our uh, launcher or whatever you call it. So for that you can just add this little code snippet in your main activity, this part. Okay, moving on, now we will be working on fragments. So first of all, as you know, yesterday we had created the fragments layouts, so we would have to now attach the logic to it in our Java files. So what I'll do here is I'll take a blank fragment. Since the files are there, so I'll just write them delete, so we can delete it later, and we can name this chats fragment, and we will create as meanwhile it's loading, we'll create a package. Always create a package so you have more clear code that you don't get confused. So here you can create package, and the package name can be fragments. And what I'll do here is I'll just move it, this fragment, to here. Yeah, refactor. Okay, yeah, our fragment is moved here, and I will create two more fragments. The profile fragment, because of user profile we need that, and we will create another fragment. Yeah, user fragment, and we can also write this delete 3 because we have already created the layout file, so we don't need the newly generated layout files. So therefore I will just click delete on these three, and meanwhile it's syncing. What I'll do here is you'll come here and you will delete all the code until this, and yeah, these comments you can delete, and here the layout for is fragment users, and profile, you'll come here again and delete all this, and fragment profile, and in chat fragments you will do the same, and okay, yes, here, and fragment chats. Okay, perfect. So here we are, our fragments are ready, and now we have to attach these fragments to our main activity. So what I'll do here is I will I'll go in my on create. I'll take a tab layout, find view by ID, tab layout, view pager, find view by ID, and its view pager. Now here we will create a new adapter, view pager adapter, new view pager adapter, get support fragment manager, and this we will create in our main activity. Oh, where did it go? Okay, we'll just come out of our on create and create view pager adapter, and yeah, from here we will go. So you can name it the way you want, and you can I'm just using the name of actually we are creating a class, not the method. And if you want to do it in a separate somewhere here, you can do it. Extends fragment pager adapter, sorry. And here we will take two. First of all, we can implement the methods also, so this error can go away. And we would need a constructor. Okay, perfect. Now here we will take two array list, and pass fragment and name it fragments, and another array list we will create, pass string and titles. So we are passing our fragments in this, and we are passing the title of those fragments in this array. Yes, and now what we'll do here is we will initialize these array lists under our constructor, and from there on we will take the project forward. Fragments, new array list, titles, new array list, and the next step is going to be this, and get item fragments dot get position, and the count is fragments dot size, and we will create a new method here, add fragment, passing fragment as parameter and its variable, string title. This is an extra helper method that we have created, so we will use it above to attach our fragments to it. And here what we are doing is the array of fragments, we are adding our fragment in this, and the array of titles, we are adding our titles in it. Titles. Okay, title, yeah. And now here, and the lastly, to set the titles, we will use a char sequence to set the title for each. And what we'll do here, titles, when it's about titles, then we want the titles stored in the array list of titles to be returned. Get position. Okay, we are done here, and we'll come here and attach our adapter to view pager adapter. Add fragment. The first fragment that we want to attach is chats fragments, and the name of this is chats, and we'll add new here, and yes, and here we want our user fragment, so the name of that fragment is users, we can do it, and profile fragment where our photo and name appears, profile. And here what we'll do here is view pager set adapter, view pager adapter, and tab layout set up with view pager, passing this, and I'll run the app to see if our fragments are working. And meanwhile, what I'll do here is, if we go in our main activity layout file, we have taken an image view where we can see the image of our user, whoever is logged in, and the text view where we will be able to see which user has logged in, the name of that user. So what I'll do here is I'll go to my main activity and I will initialize these views first. Meanwhile, our project builds up. Circle, image view, text view, username, and we will do the casting of the views. Casting of views, image view, find view by ID, image profile image toolbar, yeah, profile image toolbar, because this image, and username find view by ID, and username on toolbar, yeah. And what we'll do here is we'll take a reference of database, because whenever the app is logging in, we want it to show us the name of the user when the activity has been created. So I'll just try to log in for now to see if the fragments are working properly, and yeah, okay, logged in successfully. So you see here, before we didn't see any fragments, so now we can see chats, user, profile. Obviously here is a recycler view, so we haven't attached that is why there is nothing, and here is nothing. And you see here there is no name of user and no photo appearing, so we will work on that right now. And earlier in the start of video when I was talking about this button, so now it will take us out of the activity, but in the previous tutorial it wasn't working. So yeah, let's get to our last step of the tutorial, where we will display an image here and also a username, whoever is logged in. So now Sam has logged in, So we want Samuel or the username that he has entered to appear here, no matter which fragment we go to. Okay, so let's start working on it. So we'll take a database reference because we want the user to be displayed, so we need to, and firebase user, and here what we will do is we'll take the reference first, reference firebase database, and get instance, get reference, we want the users, because here if you see this, we are referring this path of the database. So this is where our users are stored with their user ID. So what I'll do here is I will user ID, and because whoever is the user, we want Firebase authentication, get instance, get current user. We want, let's say there are so many users right now, there are more than one, so we have to be specific that if Sam has logged in, then only Sam's name should be displayed here. So that is why we are only referring to the user ID of the user who has logged in. So we will Firebase user get UID. Okay, and now reference dot add value event listener, because we want to display the value. And here what we'll do here is Firebase I think we need a model for this, so we'll create a model first, because yeah, we will create a new package model and create a custom class named as users. And here what information do we want to extract? We want the username. So what I'll do here is string and username. Make sure these spelling and the spelling here are same. If these spelling, the spelling of your key and the spelling of your variable here are not same, then you will not be able to fetch the data. So I'll do here is username, image URL, and ID, and I'll create a constructor here and an empty constructor and getter setter, and yeah, that's it. And in register activity we will make a little change here. We have to make a little change. Yeah, we can add here hashmap dot put image URL default. So here we are. I will explain this later why I did that. So we are going back in our main activity, and here what we'll do here is users. We have created this model users snapshot dot get value users dot class. Now in this users we want to username set text users get username. So this is, we have set the text of user on text view in toolbar. And for the image right now, like, we haven't done anything, so I will write a simple code. If users get image URL equals default, then image view set image resource drawable user. I have taken that earlier when I copied the res folder, so you can download a placeholder kind of image. Otherwise, if image URL has a valid URL for image, then we want it to be loaded to our image and into image view. So I think we are pretty much done here, and once we run the app, we should be able to see our name here and the placeholder image that I have put. So let's wait and see. Okay, so it's not displaying. Yeah, I think I have mapped the wrong views. I think for some reason it's not, or yeah, I think I've mapped the wrong views. Let's see, what did I do wrong? And where is the error? Let's see. Close app, and where is it giving the error? Can't see it. Let's rerun the app. My chat app. And okay, yeah. I think I have yeah, something is wrong here. Attempt to invoke boolean. Yeah, there must be something. Image URL, because that child is not there in our database, so that is why it's giving us an error. What I will do is I will manually try to add that child here. So yeah, because this child that I had just added in register activity, I should have added when I was pushing the values, so I will just add it manually. Default, and image URL default, and let's rerun the app. I think it should be fine, but at the same time, let me just make sure that I have casted the right views here. I'll go to main activity. So for the image view is profile image toolbar only, and username on toolbar. So So Fireman username on toolbar, yeah, okay. So it's now you can see that Sam has logged in. So Sam is being displayed here and the placeholder that I have attached. So it's perfect for now. I can try a different account maybe to show you that that it's like functioning properly. So what I'll do here is, I think I had created by this email, if I am not wrong. Let's just see what was the email that I had created. Okay, J. No, this wasn't the account that I had created. So I will do is j@gmail.com and enter the password. So now it should show us John because this was the name of our second user. It should display John here after logging in. Yes, see, it's perfect. So thank you guys for this tutorial, and I would be seeing you in the next one, where we will be working on displaying users here, the list of users, and yeah, we'll go from there. Thank you. See you and subscribe.